It'll do it. Hey, hey, beautiful people. Welcome to Cute, Curvy, Confident Convos. And boy, let me tell y'all, we have a very special guest tonight. Her name is Roni Speaks, and I love her name because, no, she is not a man. Like people try to say that I'm a guy with my name, Daryl. She is not a man. She is a beautiful queen, a motivational speaker who has lost. I'm just going to claim it. She says 98. I'm going to say 100 because we're just going to claim 100 for her. She is, like I said, a motivational speaker with her signature speech. What do you owe you? And that right there is a whole nother show by itself. But I'm going to bring her on now. If you are joining us, please make sure that you give StreamYard permission to show your name. That way, if you have a comment or if you have a question, we will be able to see who you are. And no further waiting, we are going to speak with Miss Roni Speaks.
Hi.
Hey, beautiful. How are you?
How are you?
Let me tell you, I am so excited to have you on the show. And it's funny how you're on the show. And when I first saw, I don't know if I was tagged, but I saw the replay of your live that you did. And you were saying, I'm on Lost and you had mommy on who's 73, right? And lost 70 pounds. Yay, mommy. Roni Speaks. Is that her last name?
My mom is Grandmother Edna.
Grandmother Edna, we love you, boo. 70 pounds, congratulations. Yes. And you mentioned me in your live. Yes, and I think someone told me about it. And I was like, oh, well, let me go on and see it. And I was just so moved and appreciative. So I want to thank you for that. But let's just get right into it. What is your why? Before you give us your story, I want to know why. Why did you do this?
So many people have different reasons why they want to lose weight. My why was so simple. I was always the fat cousin, the fat sister, the fat friend, right? And so one day I decided that was no longer going to be the description that I was going to be using for myself and allowing others to use that with regards to me.
I love it. So you just decided, just get ready, stop, and that's it.
Our mind is so powerful. Like, we don't give it enough credit. So when we decide to do something, making a decision is a powerful tool that we have, right? So I just looked at myself differently that day. The day that I took my picture was so authentic. I was broken that day. It was a breaking, right? So it's like when you go to church and you sing that song, I surrender all.
Yes.
All, right? I surrendered my fat self to this process.
Yes, I love it. Let me ask you this. Since you say that, I always say when I think of that 674-pound me, I'm like, girl, you know what? You are a bad somebody, girl.
Yeah.
Like, because me now,
Oh
I
yeah.
don't know what I would do if I was still that size. And
Yeah,
so
me.
I don't look at her like, and you hear me talking about her in third person, because
Yes.
that's just how I do it because of my subconscious mind.
Right.
And I absolutely love her because
Yeah.
she made the decision. She made the decision. Just
She's
like
a strong
that
woman.
100-pound more
Yes.
plus you, she made that decision that
Yes.
day to no longer be that fat
Yes.
cousin.
Yes.
And so that just reminded me of that. So just give us just give us your story, like what makes this time, because I'm sure if you were being heavy that time, you tried thousands of things, right?
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
we were just talking about everybody knows how to lose weight. Every
Right.
single person on here, y'all, we all know how to lose weight.
Yes.
But what makes it different this time versus the thousand things that you've tried?
Yeah, I'm gonna say I was a professional weight I was professional at losing weight,
Yeah.
right? I had all
And
the
look, and
answers.
gaining it back, right?
Yes, yeah, I had
Yes,
all
girl.
the answers, but I couldn't solve any of them, right? All the answers. So I tried Jenny Craig, Weight Watchers. I binged and purged.
Oh.
I was so unhealthy in my view of how I ate, right?
Mm,
Growing up a vegetarian, growing up a vegetarian, my grown-up self said, "Hey, I don't want to be a vegetarian anymore. I want to do my things my way."
mm,
And I just went down a sinking hill. But what made this time different than all the other times is the me that I saw in the mirror was different.
mm,
That day, and I remember that day as if it was as if I was watching it on a movie screen. I was
mm,
sitting in front of my TV and I had just eaten two bowls, the biggest bowls of honey bunches of oats cereal. Not one bowl, but two of the big bowls. And I
mm.
ate a large bag of Utz potato chips, and I was on my way to the cookies. And I don't know if I caught a glimpse of myself or it was something on the computer that
Mm,
made me look at myself differently. And
mm.
so what I did was I watched the TV show My 600-Pound Life.
Girl, that show is something else.
And it was just this one episode where I think it was on season 6. Dr.
Mm,
Now told this young lady named Lanithia, and she lived down south.
mm,
She was like, Dr. Now, you have to eat. So you're telling me not to eat as much, right? You have to eat to live. And he said to her, and I'll never forget it, he said, Lanithia, as big as you are, you cannot eat for 400 years and not die because you had so much fat. And she was
that,
so insulted, but he ripped and replayed it back to her. And he said, listen, your body has so much stored up fat that you would not starve to death.
mm,
You just have to change how you look at it.
yeah,
A
yeah.
light bulb went off in my head to say, wait a minute, I'm 300 pounds. So you're telling me if I only eat 3 meals a day, I won't die? And that
People think that.
a
People think
light
that.
bulb.
And people also, because I do intermittent fasting,
Yes. Oh, yes.
and I often use that with my clients to say, I'm telling you, if you want to speed up your wellness
Yes.
and give your body time to really heal, it's not
Yes.
even just about weight loss.
Yes.
Because, oh, well, I have to eat in the morning. No, you don't. You are not going to die
You
if
are
you eat
not.
your first meal at 12 o'clock. I'm
Yes.
telling you, trust me, you
Yes.
will be alive
Yes.
the next day.
Yeah. Twice a
You know.
year, I do a water fast for a week.
Mm-hmm.
And I posted on my YouTube channel. It's so hilarious the processes that I go through my water fast.
Mm,
And I do it day by day. Like I talk about it. Like the
Okay.
first day you're hungry, your body's like, chick, you playing. You're not gonna feed me, you playing. But by the third, going into the fourth day, your body changes and it starts now taking the fat that's stored on your body
And using it.
Yes, for your
Yeah.
nourishment, right? While giving your digestive system a time to rest.
Yes. Yes.
And it's called ketosis. So your body, around the third, going into the fourth day, you go into a ketosis state. You're not hungry.
Yep.
You're not hungry
And
at
people
all.
don't understand, and it's a mind thing. So you got to get through those first, couple of days. And even with me, I don't eat until 3 p.m.
Okay.
And you also have to know how to change it according to your diet. To your life and your personality.
Yes.
Because while we were home during COVID, I had to adjust, and I started to eat at 12. And I was like, because I'm gonna hurt somebody in here. You have to know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And now that we're back at work, and I work for city schools, we're back in the buildings and everything. I went back to my 3 p.m. It doesn't bother me.
Wow. Yeah.
It doesn't bother me to wait that long. It's not even like I'm waiting. It's just a habit now. I've changed who I am.
Yeah.
But I love how you spoke about the process and about going into ketosis, because I often say to my clients, you have to be strategic and specific.
Very much so.
You gotta be knowledgeable. Losing weight is a science.
It is.
And so when you hear people say, oh, well, I didn't eat that much. Well, guess what? If you didn't lose any weight, you ate that much.
You ate that much.
You got to have a hard conversation with yourself. Stop saying, oh, I only ate a little bit, girlfriend.
Every day.
You have to have a hard conversation with yourself. So I love that, you shared how to go through that process. And after that mind thing for those first couple of days, then it's like you're not even hungry anymore. You just have to get through those couple of days.
Yeah, and I discipline myself because I know I have a tendency, because I'm an addict. So when people think of addicts, they say you're a drug addict. No, I'm a food
addict. Yep.
And because I'm an addict, food, and you need food to live, food gives you an excuse to bail out of being disciplined, right?
Absolutely.
So you have to take those excuses back. So one of the ways that I did is that I set my alarm clock. Our phones are like computers. My phone tells me when to eat every day. So I eat 3 meals a day, and my phone is set to the time that I'm supposed to eat. If my phone don't go off, I don't eat. I don't go in between. I no snacking in between that. No late night snacking, nothing. My phone goes off 3 times a day, in the morning and afternoon and at dinner, and I don't eat anything else.
That's excellent. So you have your routine, and everybody's routine is different.
Yeah.
It's different. And so when you're really being strategic and specific about things, you develop, okay, this works for me. I would never say to somebody, oh, you got to wait till 3 o'clock to eat. I'm going to tell you about intermittent fasting because, again, it rests your digestive system, and people don't understand that big connection with your gut and your mental and your brain. They don't understand that connection. That's where that saying comes from, a gut feeling.
Yes.
It's no joke. It's real. And so you have to be smart about it and learn the science of it. And it will keep you from going in circles and losing 30 pounds and gaining 40.
And you got to believe that it's possible for you to do that. Like it's something when we talk about affirming ourselves, you have to look at yourself through the things that you don't like, right? I'm heavy, but you have to know that inside of that heavy person is an authentic person who is beautiful, who is wonderful, marvelous, magnificent, right? And so when you get to that point where you can look at her and say, in spite of what you see on the outside that you may not like, the inside of me is so authentically real. And I love her. I love that she wakes me up in the morning, right?
Yes, girl.
I love that she takes care to buy me clothes. I love that she takes care to do my hair. She takes care of me, even though there's a things that on the outside doesn't seem like I really love. But we still do those things to care for ourselves.
You're
Even the
right.
biggest person don't walk out the house naked.
Yep.
She picks an outfit out, so I'm gonna put this outfit on, right?
Yep.
So that's caring for yourself. And so we have to learn that in our journey, right, to care for the self that's taking care of the inside.
Yeah.
And
You're
love
right.
the
Because
process.
when you love yourself like that, you make better decisions. And I don't think
Mm-hmm.
people understand that. When you're constantly hating and talking about yourself like that, you're not going to make any good decisions for that person because she's not worthy of it.
That's exactly right. And you
Yeah.
are. You are
You are.
worthy. If nothing else comes from this video convo, is that all of the ladies and the gentlemen, whoever's on this stream, know that you are worth every step
Every
that
single
you are
thing.
about to take to lose weight, to gain confidence. You are worth it. You're worth it. And then that should be your driving force.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm
worth.
so glad to talk to somebody else that and that's why I wanted to bring you on because I'm just like, sometimes people need more than one person with a different story, even though we both we both have lost weight, but your journey is different than mine.
Yeah.
But guess what? You're saying the same thing. You're saying the same thing. And this all starts here and here for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So now we talked about your routine, but now I want you to describe like your process. So you mentioned you have the alarms in your phone. What made you go to something like that? What are some of your strategies and your hacks that you do for yourself to keep you on track?
Yeah, the phone was the first thing I went to because I started journaling. That's important, right? Writing down the time you eat, that keeps you consistent, what you eat.
Yeah.
And one thing I go a little bit further in my journal is I write down my feelings. So I
Yeah.
don't just write down what I ate because that's simple. I ate a bowl of oatmeal with some fruit, but how was I feeling when I ate that oatmeal? Was I hungry?
Mm-hmm.
Was I not hungry? Am I having a good day? What are my feelings? Because I'm an emotional eater, right? So
Mm-hmm.
understand who you are, your addiction, right? Something happens, I run to food, right?
Yeah.
So my process was to self-check every day. I have to check in with myself
Yeah.
every day, right? So in that checking in, my alarms for my food
Mm-hmm.
helps me check in.
Mm-hmm.
Writing down helps me check in, right?
Yep.
I have an amazing group of sisters. I have an
Yeah.
amazing, my circle is amazing, right? From my family
Go ahead,
to
amazing
my sister
circle.
circle. We're so encouraging of others. Although they say I'm not ever working out with this chick because she crazy. my friends, my friends,
Won't show up.
listen, I ain't working out with, listen, she is a goat. I'm not working out with her, but I'm a self-motivator. So
Mm,
I self-motivate and I learn so I can teach, right?
yes, I
And,
love it.
and it's trial and error because I've tried to sabotage myself several times because I know what fat looks like. I know how
Yeah.
fat works. I know what the fat Ronnie was like. And
Mm-hmm.
so
What,
because
what
I
did you
know
say? You said, I'm an expert at being fat, or something like that. You said,
I got
and
fat
that's
down
true.
pat, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the skinny chick that I got a problem with because she
Yes.
don't know what she's doing.
You're right. We got to reel her and get her in check and reel her in, right?
Yes. But and so I have all these defense mechanisms that set up, right? We all do, right? When when you're overweight. So when someone crack a joke, we laugh. We laugh at ourselves. We crack jokes on ourselves. I'm fat. I ain't losing weight. But it's all a mechanism to hide the fear inside, right?
Yeah.
So the things that I do is I write it down. It's so important, that journal, because I go back and I look at, I started, my start date was April 26,
I know that's right.
And I remember I wrote my times down, and
you see what Shan
is my friend.
She said, I'm that friend that refuses to work out with Roni Speaks because she is crazy. No, you're not, girl. You know you're going to show up. All she got to do is call you. You're going to show right up with your
You know what? Shan is one of my mentees, and she's lost 40 pounds during my
great girlfriend. Yes.
She is
congratulations.
Yes.
How does that make you feel?
Oh,
you know that it's a feeling that I can't describe. Let me see if you could describe it, because I can't. When people say that they're motivated by me, how does that make you feel?
Well, I'm gonna say, when I came across your webpage, Daryl, I was just starting my journey. I was still in the high twos when I came across your page on Facebook, and you were doing Tuesday workouts. Like you were doing workouts.
I was calling Tuesday moves day.
Yes. And one time you were close to me up at Northern Parkway Junior High School, which is called Friendship. You were on the lot in that little field working out. And
my friend was the principal there at the time. Yes,
I couldn't make it that day, but I've been watching you. You're such a great motivator for people.
Thank you.
And so what I did was I said, you know what? She is so authentically honest with how her journey is. That's beautiful. You can't teach that, right? It's who you are, period, right?
Yeah.
So when my friends like Shan, we've been friends for 30 years. So we've seen each other fluctuate in size. We've just been, she's one of my sisters, right? My sister.
Nice.
And so when she bought a house, I went to her house to see it, and she was over, like, I know I gotta tell her, she was like 250 something, right? And she asked me what I did. And I told her about the plate sizes and the meals. And she couldn't see her weight loss. I could see it. Whole time I'm motivating her. Girl, you look great. I can see it. And she called me the other day and she said, Roni, I see it.
Yeah.
When you can see your weight loss, it's so awesome, because your friends see it first, right?
Yeah.
So, but when it hits you in the face, out like that picture, like right here.
Yeah.
That was last year this time.
Oh, that's crazy.
1 year ago.
Do you remember being that size? Like, do you? I can't explain. Like, I see my pictures.
Yes.
You know, at first I was saying 621, and then I got a copy of my medical records, and I saw that I was really 674 the morning of my surgery. And me either. What you got? Let me see. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Like, these were my big.
You can fit in one side.
Yes. These are 24, 26.
Okay.
So girl, down to 14.
I know that's right.
And I kept these pants. These are my journey pants, right?
Yeah.
So I kept these. Everything else.
You would never be that size again.
Never.
And so it's like a non-weight prize or victory, whatever you want to call it. Like, I went into TJ Maxx this evening, and I got all size larges, and I could have never told you that I'm going to be wearing in top. Now I'm body heavy, and that's all right because I like my curves. Okay, but my shirts are a large, and I'm like, oh my god. And so, but guess what? Because I still have that mindset, sometimes it comes back in, and I'll say, well, let me start at a 3X. And sometimes my husband be looking at me like, if you don't put that down. He made me take a shirt off last week. I had my little sorority shirt on, my little Z5B on it.
Right.
I'm thinking, I know it's a little big. And he was like, I ain't leaving out this house with you with that shirt on. It was a 3X, girl. It was a 3X. And he was like, I'll go get you a shirt, because you ain't leaving out here with that shirt on.
It's so amazing that definitely not at my goal yet. And I don't really have a goals as long as I'm healthy.
Yes.
But my mind still wants to believe that the 2X was really my life, is really still my life. So that's my sister circle is so important, and my family is so important to bring me back to center, because, and I did it with my mom. My mom is 4'10", 4'11", and she was 199 pounds, which is equated to a 300-pound person at an average height.
Yeah.
And she went from a 2X to a medium.
That's excellent. She just added probably about 10 or 15 years on her life.
I told her, I said, stop buying X's. You don't have an X near your name. Stop it.
It's hard. It's a hard habit.
It's a hard
habit to break.
But you work every day because we're so used to hiding. Our clothes was our comfort to hide. So coming out of that, right? So I looked at some of your pictures now when you're like you free flowing and you making the poses, right? So you got your little sassy on, right? So this is new. Sassy is new, right?
It is, and it's still new for me too. It is.
Amazing.
Yeah,
but it's beautiful.
It is, and that's what my thing. I wake up feeling absolutely amazing, and that is so much more better than even the weight loss. It's like, I know I lost a lot of weight. People are like shocked or whatever. Y'all just don't know. That's the least.
It's the least.
It's the feeling of just feeling so good, and that heaviness off of, like, how do you feel? Don't you feel lighter, not in pounds, but in spirit? You just feel so light, so much lighter now.
I jog now, so I'm getting in preparation for my first 5K.
Yes, girl.
The funny part is when I drive my running route, I'm like, I run that? Like, I run over 3 miles? Shut up. Right? Last year, my knees was bad. When I got started working out, I had the braces on my knees, the braces on my ankles, my elbows. Now I'm running. Sometimes when I'm running, I stop and I'm like, you running, girl.
Yes. Like, sometimes you gotta pat yourself on the back.
I don't think it's bad to do that.
Yeah. And you know what else you gotta do? You gotta have I have a look. I don't know what it is. I could see it in my pictures, especially if I go on a photo shoot or something. And it's like, when that look come out, it's like, girlfriend did that.
Yes.
You hear me? I don't say it to myself often.
Yes.
Because, you just forget.
Yes.
But, you have to pat yourself on the back.
And
you
don't
really
feel bad
do.
about that.
No.
Telling your story. Like, I always, and my sister's girlfriends always get on me, is I always try to downplay my shine. So I don't hurt nobody else, right? So,
girl, don't do it.
You didn't lose weight, so it's okay. I didn't lose a lot of weight, kind of like that. And my sisters be like, girl, you did that 90 plus pounds.
That's why I always say you have to be your own best friend, because if your best friend said that, you would tell her, why are you doing yourself like that? And it's a hard habit to break.
But it's
But I think once you change your mindset, you're able to come back to it quicker.
Yes.
It doesn't mean that you still don't have those thoughts. Like I still have those thoughts.
Yes.
But they're not there for 2 weeks now.
No.
They're there for a couple of minutes, and then I'm like, girl, you better snap out of it, all this weight you done lost and how cute you are and stuff.
How cute you are. And you know what? I said this little dress that I had on that's a size 14 looked so much cuter than it wouldn't have fit me a year
Is that
ago.
the picture I put? You got the belt on? That dress you're talking about? Love it.
The picture that you posted was so awesome. To tell you about that. That dress and the heavier me was the dress that I felt comfortable in. Now that was a heavier me, right? Yeah. And that dress made me feel pretty, right? So when I lost the weight, I was still maybe 220 on that picture that I did with the belt. I said, let me post this picture, same dress.
Yeah.
Different me.
Yeah.
And it's the same dress. Now obviously I can't wear the dress anymore.
It's too big, boo.
It's like a sheet.
It's too big.
It's the same dress. It was amazing. It was amazing wearing it for the very last time before I RIP'd that.
Yes. Thank you, Michelle. She said we look good. Thank you, beautiful.
Thank you, Michelle.
Look, you are one step ahead of me with the RIP. When I say to you, I have so many clothes. And I mean 30, 32, 26, 28, 22, 24, 18, 20. It is something about it that I just recently said I'm going to start. I need to do some inner work about these clothes. I don't think that I never think that I'm going to go back there. Like that feeling is gone.
Yes.
And I've taken a lot of clothes of like, Goodwill and all, but these are some cute clothes, Roni. I can't just get them to anybody.
Listen, RIP them clothes.
So we have to connect because you have your foundation or your nonprofit for your homeless beautiful queens. We have to talk because I know that they will go to good use.
Yes.
I think that's what it is.
What I do is I donate, and I always tell people that when you donate clothes, donate them to Goodwill because Goodwill hires people with disabilities.
Yeah, they do.
So I always, because my brother has a disability and his first job was with Goodwill. So I always give away, if I'm gonna donate clothes, I donate it to the Goodwill. Yeah. But girl, you need the listen, RIP. They got the silver pen.
You're muted.
They got them silver markers. You put RIP on them bags and go and get them bags. Listen.
Girl, all right, you gonna have to work on me for them, girl. Because I'm talking about slacks. You know them slacks from Lane Brown, they like $80. Let me tell you, I don't even have my list. I know I have at least 25 pairs of slacks.
Wow.
Because I have to be dressed when I go to work.
And somebody else gonna look real cute in them slacks down.
You're right. All right. You just convinced me.
Okay,
so this is my other question. What is your advice on getting started? I think you kind of answered that. You just say you just decided one day.
Deciding is hard. So don't feel bad for stopping and starting. And stopping.
Yes.
Because what I know for a fact is when you feel bad, you stop the process.
Yes.
Right? So if you've gone a week and you've made it a week, that's a week further than you've ever done before. It's a good thing. Reward yourself. Hey, I did it a week, right? And then your mind starts to churning and say, I can do that, right?
Yeah. You're right.
So Shan said, blessed up somebody else.
You saw my face when I read it.
But so making a decision that it is time that
Yes.
you are tired of being sick and tired.
Yes, girl. Yes.
And that's the hard part.
Yeah.
Pray on it, right? Whatever your prayer language is, pray on the journey because it's a
Yeah.
journey for the
Yeah.
rest of your life, right?
Yes.
So I tell people, whatever you eating, make sure you can eat it for the rest of your life. Some people say, "Oh, I like to juice." I say, "Can you really juice every day for the rest of your life?" You got to change
Mm.
your relationship with food.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So
Yep.
pray on that journey. Sometimes I tell people to intermittent fast first, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe cut down to like 3 meals or 2 meals and
Yeah.
intermittent fast to get your
That I
body
saves that saves my
ready.
life. It
Yes,
absolutely saves.
yes,
I think it's one of the easiest ways to
yes.
lose weight. Not only to lose weight, but to also, because when you're not eating, it gives your body enough
Yes,
time to process the foods
it
that
does.
you have eaten. And people say,
Yes,
"Oh, I can't go without eating." Well, guess what? You fast every single night while
every
you
night.
are asleep.
But
Everybody
don't
does
make
it.
it, yeah, don't make it an excuse though. But
Yeah.
just decide, like really decide that this is what you're going to do, and then
Yeah.
make the necessary steps to start.
Yes.
Right.
Absolutely.
So the journal is so important, which is why I'm writing my guide to help people along with
Yes.
with journaling your meals every day.
Yeah.
Right.
Y'all gonna
And
have to look out for that because it's gonna be fabulous.
yes,
Absolutely fabulous.
that's how I changed my life in 66 days.
Yes. I love it.
It is so important, right? And then just your brain, give credit to your mind for
Yeah.
making that decision. It is
Yeah.
powerful and it will change your life. It changed my life. Just
Yeah.
looking at myself and deciding. It took 30 years of canker sores off of my body.
Girl.
You know what I mean?
That's amazing.
It
How
just
the other benefits that you get, like my skin, and I mean, it's amazing how. And that's why I say it's so much more than weight
yeah,
loss. You think that's what you want, but
yes,
you get so much more
yeah.
with it when you're able to do it. And that's why the focus should always be on wellness.
I
The
agree.
weight loss will come.
Will come. The
Yeah.
wellness is the best. The weight loss is the benefit. The
Yeah.
wellness is what it is. And I'm 53, and I'm gonna tell you, this is the best I have felt since I was the cheerleading captain at Lake Clifton.
I know that's right.
This is the best, and my swag is so vicious right now. I'm gonna tell
Girl,
you,
I love
my
it. I love
swag
it.
is so on point right now. I'm way too much for myself. I look at myself and say, "Girl, you need to stop. You too much."
So look, let me ask you this then, and let me see if you do the same thing. Do you have a theme song? Because let me tell you, mine changes. When you just mentioned the swag,
Mm-hmm.
like, I used to be that type of person, and I still get to places early because I'm an early bird. But
Yeah.
before it was for a different reason. I would get there early. Number one, so I could have time to walk and rest because I needed to rest. I couldn't get from point A to point B
Yeah.
without resting.
Yeah.
I had to make sure that I had a chair that I fit in and all that stuff.
Right.
But I also did not want to walk into a room full of people. And
Yeah.
so now I still get there early, but guess what I do? I get up and go to the bathroom
Yeah.
and walk back in with a
Yes. Come
room
on now.
and that music is playing in my head. You can't tell me nothing.
Yes.
And it's all just for me.
It's
It's
mine.
nobody else knows that I think I'm cuter than everybody in here. Don't nobody know that. They don't have to know that.
It ain't
So
their
what
business.
is your theme song right now? It could
So
change.
I'm about to date myself a little bit. I gotta
That's
date
all right.
myself. So there was a song I think it was in the 80s called She's a Bad Mama Jamma.
Yes.
The bad
Yeah.
mama jamma.
Uh-huh.
So it said her body measurements are perfect. So I said my body measurements are perfect in
Oh.
every way. Yeah, I'll add me to that, right?
Love it.
And I
And that's the
walk.
kind of stuff that we have
Yes,
to do for ourselves because it keeps
absolutely.
you motivated. But more than that, because motivation only lasts for a certain amount of time.
Yes.
It keeps you, I always like to say, I'm disciplined, focused, persistent, and consistent.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's what helps little things like that. And I always say you got to use little tricks and hacks to keep yourself on point.
Absolutely. And I don't hide. So now I walk into a room. So I call my female walk is the female version of President Obama's walk, because President Obama
had that swag. Yes,
when that brother walk in the room, he is there, right?
Yes.
So I got my own President Obama walk for me, right? With the shoulders back, the head up, and I walk in that room like, hey, the queen has arrived.
And there you go. Look, Wanda said, yes.
Right? And I got my own little president, and I wear heels every single day at work and outside of work. Because there was a time when I always loved heels, but when I put them on, my knees would hurt.
Yeah.
My ankles, I'd wear them, but my ankles would be swollen by the end of the day.
Oh, you have that limit. You know how you got them 2-hour shoes, and you still have some people. I still have some little 2-hour shoes, but it's nothing like putting on. For me, it is jeans and a cute shoe.
Yes, and I make it a priority to put my heels on.
Yeah, that's great. Now that I'm talking about the jeans, I have an event coming up, my jeans and dreams, and that's exactly why I said the jeans, because I'm like, because everybody will get a t-shirt. So I got your top ready. Your top will be there, but them jeans and them cute shoes, I want everybody to come in jeans, because it just says something. Because normally people think of jeans as something that you just throw on.
Yeah,
but you can cute some jeans up.
Yes, you can.
And so when I'm thinking of the vision board and how vision boards helped me to get to where I am, that along with affirmations helped me to change who I was inside. So if you were doing your vision board, what's going on your vision board?
Well, I'm always trying to outdo the last thing that I've done.
Okay.
Right? So finishing college would be one. I'm almost done that. And my weight loss, right? And so now it's time for me to start thinking about how my journey impacts others. So part of my vision board is, how do I show up and be present in helping other sisters?
Yeah, that's service. That's service.
Because you always have to show up for someone else. Because if not learning to teach, then what are you learning for?
Yeah.
Right?
And it increases your vibration. And I always look at it as, I say, I'm so grateful for all things given and all things yet to be given. And I humbly contribute to this world, making it better. That drives me every day. And I say it every day. And it helps me make better decisions, not just for me, because it's not just about me.
Not.
And you think about it, even from tonight, if you touch, 5 people, and they're going to go out and say, she just said all of a sudden, she just saw her reflection in the mirror and it just changed for her.
Yes.
And that's why I wanted to invite you on, because,
I'm so thankful for that.
we both do the same thing, but our stories are totally different.
Yes. And I'm really thankful that you have a platform where you can have real conversations, because you have to be so real with yourself in this journey. Like, you can't, if you shortcut yourself in this journey, then you don't need to do it. Because now this is the time, if you were ever going to be so honest with yourself.
Absolutely.
This weight loss journey is a time where you can cry. Like, I tell my mentees and I tell my clients that people see me now and they say, well, can I walk with you? But they didn't see me when I went for a walk and my kids had to help me up the steps because I couldn't move, or I had to go to the emergency room because I was so dehydrated. I had to get shots to stop the spasms, right? My ankles were swollen, like I couldn't sleep at night because my body was so sore. Like if you touch me, it was hurting so bad.
Yeah.
But that was my body was breaking through, was chiseling, right?
Yeah. Chiseling.
Chiseling
Yep.
out of that old way of life. And
Yeah.
you gotta hurt a little. So when people, my son always say, because my son he's such a good motivator. He always say, if you saw a diamond before you bought it, would
Yeah.
you buy that
You wouldn't
diamond?
want it.
You wouldn't want it because it has to go through pressure
Yes.
to be the pretty diamond that you want to buy, right?
Yes, absolutely.
When you're losing weight, right? Because you don't see it, don't mean it ain't happening. Your body is going through that pressure. That
Yeah.
pressure hurts. Some days you so sore that you don't want to do it anymore. But that's the
Yeah.
pressure. On
That's
the
the
other
pressure.
side of that pressure, on the other side,
On the other side.
Meryl, on the other side,
And it's gonna make you
beautiful.
stronger. It's gonna make you stronger. I remember I went to my first Zumba class at Overly Caters on Bel Air Road. That little Overly, they used to do weddings and stuff in there. I went to a Zumba class and it was on a Sunday with an instructor, and there was these two little college girls in there. Girl, I refused to stop. I said, I will not let these girls
Yes.
see me stop
Yes.
or leave out of this room. But when I
Yes.
tell you, I was in tears on the way home. My husband had to come outside and get me
Wow.
out of the car.
Wow.
And even when I got certified to teach high hula fitness, of course, I was the heaviest person in the class. But I made it, boo. And I would go and teach my class. And I
Wow.
would be in so much pain going home from teaching the class. And
Yeah.
those are the things that people don't understand. But those are the things are your battle scars.
Yes, that's the
Your
scars.
yes. And it's like, and that's why I always say to people, I'm you and you are me.
We
It's
are.
it's
Yes.
no different. It's
Yes.
no different.
I look different on the outside, but
Yeah.
believe me, I'm still Ronnie, right?
Yeah.
And I'm still the person that's so vulnerable sometimes
Yes. Yes.
because I take weight serious. I take being healthy serious. I was leaving work one time late, which I'm always leaving late, and I said, "Well, I'm gonna stop at Chipotle to get me something to eat." It's a 20-minute drive from my house to Chipotle, from my job to Chipotle.
Okay.
I went over the menu and what I was going to order the whole 20 minutes. This is how serious I take
Yes.
losing weight, and then I take it serious. I don't ever want to be 300 pounds. I don't ever,
Never.
ever,
Ever. Say it one more time. Never.
Pounds. I said, okay, I'm going to get a burrito with no meat, no beans, for vegetables, tomatoes, lettuce, guacamole, no cheese, no sour cream, no meat, no none of that. I rehearsed that in my head.
Yeah.
All until when I got there, the lady asked me what I want, and I had it down packed. This is how I want it. Because what happens if you don't research a menu, the menu will research you.
Yep. Won't it?
And I tell people, if you don't look at the menus before you go to the restaurant,
yeah, and prepare. You got to prepare.
It's all about preparation, right? If you go to McDonald's sells salads. People don't order them, but they do. Get the kids' meal instead of the adult meal.
Yeah.
Because you get less of it, right? But
yes.
I look at every restaurant I go to, I look at their menu. Because if they have something close to what I have, I went to Moe's and I ordered this salmon thing with the crab and the salmon. And they said, do you want potatoes or rice? I said, neither. They said, that's
Give
strange.
me some extra vegetables.
They said, the guy said, that's strange. I said, listen, give me some extra broccoli on the side. And I had that one meal for 3 days because I rehearsed, this is what I do want, this is what I don't want. You have to fight for that journey that you're on.
Yeah.
And if
you were going for the waitress too.
Yeah, if you
to
don't
be
show
able,
up for
yes. And
Listen,
not let people influence you, because when we go out to eat, because I've had weight loss surgery, and you really shouldn't eat and drink at the same time.
Right.
And my husband and I kind of got our children used to that too. So we would go out and they would, they always ask for your drink order.
Yes.
They cannot take you saying, we don't want anything to drink. We don't want anything. You want some water? Are you sure? It's like they can't take it. It's so funny to see. Right. And my husband and I make a little joke out of it. Let's see how long they can squirm, because they don't know what to do with themselves.
Yes.
When you do not give them a drink order.
Yes.
But that can break somebody.
Yes.
and make you go ahead and order a drink. And so you have to consider everything. You mentioned Chipotle. My thing is the fajita vegetables and the guacamole together. Yes. I just get the 2 little sides.
Yes.
And having weight loss surgery, you get very particular and very picky about your food. Yes. Because I only give 3 to 5 bites. So I need those bites to be good. So I'll go into Chipotle, and I don't like no crispy vegetables. And I'll be like, can you put my vegetables back on the grill?
Right.
And one day the lady was like, I don't think we can do that. And I was like, well, I'm going to need you to find out. Where's the manager? Because I need, I'm saying to myself in my head, I'm about to pop off in here. Y'all just don't understand. I need my vegetables right. And I don't like no fake grilled vegetables. If they crunchy, they not grilled.
Right.
So look, you see the little spiciness? I can't play with my food because I only get a certain amount of bites.
Yeah.
But like you said, you have to be strong, and you got to look at those menus before you go. You have to be strategic and specific. I can't stress that enough to my people. Like, and that's exactly what you're doing. Like, you can't play.
To fight for your journey.
Yeah.
It's a journey. You can't look at it and say, I want to lose 20 pounds or I want to lose 100 pounds. You have to say, I want to be healthy for the rest of my existence on this planet. So whatever weight that ends up looking like is whatever it is. Because it could mean that you're 10 pounds heavier than you thought you should be, but you're healthier than you've ever been.
Yes.
So if you're thinking on terms of scales, your scale could look light, but your insides is ugly, right? So get your body, get your insides to reflect what you want. And then the outside, okay, the scale says 100 pounds. That's where I want to be. But don't say, I'm just going to lose 100 pounds. Because then what happens when you lose 100 pounds? What happens? Then you say, oh, that ice cream, woohoo. That vanilla ice cream sure look good, right?
Yep.
So you have to think of terms of being the most healthier
version of you
for the rest of your
rest of your life. Wanda says, preach, y'all. I think we are having church up in here. You are absolutely right. From, you just have to, know, and you have to research, and you have to learn.
Yeah.
You have to learn yourself, and people don't understand that. And guess what? When you put out there in the universe, I'm going to lose 100 pounds, or I want to lose 100 pounds, and you're not specific about it, you could get sick and lose 100 pounds.
You can get sick.
So, and that's why I say that the affirmations and your mindset and your thought process are very important, because you just don't want to ask. I posted the other day, what is your skinny? Because that was my thing. I just want to be skinny. I want to be skinny. And then I realized, let me list what skinny means for me.
Yes.
And it's important that you do that.
And it's different for everybody.
It's different for everybody. So in closing, leave us. Well, first of all, I'm going to give you 2 tasks. I want you to tell us where we can find you, because we're waiting for this guide, girlfriend. So you done told everybody about it. So guess what? You got to finish it. It's going to be
Yes,
good.
I'm working diligently on my guide.
Yeah.
I was working
So
on it
how can we
tonight.
find you? And then leave us with just, because you're a motivational speaker, leave us with just some leaving thoughts so that when I go to sleep at night, I'm going to feel like Roni, like, oh, if Roni said this, then it's true.
So for me, I'm on Facebook. I'm one of your friends.
Mm-hmm.
So my tag on Facebook is kind of like you see my name on here is Roni, but it's the female version, which is the RONI. Then
Mm-hmm.
it's capital R Speaks. Speaks is what
Okay.
I do, not my name, right?
No,
So it's
that's
what I
right.
do. And also my email is exactly the same, Ronnie R Speaks at Outlook.com. And I'm
Nice.
always open. Send me messages. Um, you inbox me on Facebook. I'll give you more information about just everything that I'm doing, how you can reach out to help me with my homeless initiative, and also
Yes.
about my guide that's coming out that's going to help people for their first 66 days and teach them
I
how to
love it.
the right way.
Yeah. That's an angel number too. 66. It's an angel
Yes.
number.
And so for my motivational word, my motivational call is called What Do You Owe You? And I
Mm.
say that because one of this great motivational speaker, Eric Thomas, said, E.T., my
Love
man,
him.
E.T., he said something that was so eloquent. And I said, well, let me bounce off of that for females, right?
Mhm.
So we say if you bought a piece of electronics from the store and it gave you a 30-day guarantee, and in that 30 days, that thing broke, the first thing you would do is take it back to the store and say, you sold me a bad product,
Mhm.
right? Take
Mhm.
it back. So think of that in terms of yourself. What part of you do you owe yourself an apology for? God
Mm.
gave us the blueprints, the plan to make this thing the best it can be, right? He
Yes.
gave us muscles. He gave us fat for women that have babies. But he
Yeah.
made this vessel amazing. He gave us the right components to function, right? And so, what do you have to apologize to yourself for and start owing yourself more than you have given to yourself?
Yes. I love it. I love it.
What do
Well,
you owe
hmm,
you?
my queen, I'm just very appreciative that um, you read your inbox, your DM on Facebook, and you didn't think, what's this girl talking about? She crazy. I so appreciate just you just sharing this space with me. You have motivated me tonight because everybody needs to be motivated. I don't care where you are.
That's
I
right.
will never rest. I will always strive for wellness. And I
That's
want
right.
to say to you that you have contributed to that for
Thank
me
you.
tonight as well. And so I love you. I appreciate it. And we are signing off, y'all. Y'all heard her. Y'all can find her. We're gonna wait for her guide. Look, yeah, now she has Shan. Is her name Shannon? What's
Yes.
the real name? Okay. She said, "Oh, she's waiting to edit it. So we're gonna need you to
Yes.
get on it, okay?"
Yes.
Shannon, you reach out to me if you give her a deadline, and then reach out to me. Look, I want to be in the sister circle too. I'm joining y'all. I'm gonna be honorary for a couple of weeks until she get this done, and we're gonna be on you because there are women out here who need
Yes.
it. They need it,
They
and they
need.
are crying every day,
Yes.
and you are the person for them.
I'm here. Ronnie R speaks. I
Yes,
am here.
yes. All right, well, guys, we are signing off. Thank you for joining us tonight, and you will see lots more of both of us. Have a beautiful night, and thank you, guys.
Peace and blessings.